Hello guys, I hope your Monday is coming along quite well. Leo tulikuwa tumepanga tuwapatie show moja baridi sana. But because of the questions that you guys have asked on our comments, tukasema I needed to have a heart-to-heart conversation with you guys about one particular question that has really been coming up of late. And the question is, Eric alienda wapi? And today, I think after a while, I am ready to talk to you guys about it. And on this one, I hope tutaongea, tuelewane, and then from there, we see how to proceed. So for a while, you guys have noticed we've been struggling with content kidogo, specifically from last year all the way to this year. But we came back in the new year and tulikuwa tunawapiga one after the other, and it was a good trajectory, and you guys appreciated the amount of content we were putting out, and even the quality and the way we were doing it. Unfortunately, I was not aware that probably we will get to a place like this today where I'll have to start explaining or answering questions like the ones you guys asking. So probably just a brief history so that we're on the same page. Carnversation is run under a company called Carnversations Motoring Agency, which is exclusively owned by two people. One is myself and the other is Eric. And we equally share the company in half. So Eric owns 50%. I also own 50% of the shares. So there is no one else between us. And that has been the way we've operated since, I think, 3 years ago. 3 years ago, but technically we've been together for 4 years. But there's a gap here between when we did our first videos together and when we got back and started doing the videos. So I think the company was incorporated 3 years ago, but we had done some few videos before doing the incorporation. So that is it. But overall, Carnversation has a lot of people that work and help us achieve our goals. Most of the time, ni unatuonanga tu mimi, saa zingine na Eric, and then Mbugua kwa sababu SI unit. But if you guys have been keen enough on the Monday Night Live show, we have quite a big team when it comes to that production. So Carnversation si tu mimi na Eric, but on paper it's actually me and Eric. So to answer the question, ndume iko wapi? The truthful answer is literally I don't know. Pia mimi, away from the things you guys see him posting online, at least for the last 1.5 months, I don't. I'm also seeing as you guys see. I think for a while Eric was going through some personal issues which I wouldn't want to share with you guys. I think he has the right and obligation to talk about it. For me, I think I'll talk about things that have to do with Carnversations and Carnversations as a whole. So kwanza tumeelewana, you understand, me and Eric split 50-50 on Carnversation. And entirely our coming together was purely based on the fact that I will run all the production because my background is media. I still run a production company by the name Rockman's Creative Studios, which by connection or by spirit is the one that has been producing Carnversation for the entire time. That's where we get our equipments, that's where we get everything that we use to run Carnversation. So Eric, pati yake ilikuwa analeta talent, and the hosting, and me, I run the production. And for a while, if you guys have been long enough on this channel, you should have noted that since the beginning, I wasn't in front of the camera. So it was more of Eric in front of the camera and me behind the camera. And I can tell you for a fact, we did awesome stuff. We did awesome content. We've crossed borders and done very epic stuff, and it's thrilling just to look back and realize the amount of steps that we've made. Being at 160 something thousand subs right now, courtesy of you guys again, it's something that we don't take for granted. And so I was at the point where Eric was having his own personal issues that he was dealing with, especially after we did the review of the comparison review between the Peugeot 308 and the Axela. We had to be off for a little bit. We came back, talked a little bit, but we didn't get to the bottom of exactly what was going on. So on those ones, nafikiri mwenyewe ako na ability and the capacity to address it clearly and tell you what's going on. But the culmination of us sitting down was him requesting for a time off to deal with his own stuff, something that I obliged. So he asked for 2 weeks, I think, and from there 2 weeks zikaisha, mukawa mnapiga kelele online, hey maze content, kings of consistency, umeenda wapi, why are you guys not giving us content? The reality and the truth is, at that moment, we couldn't do anything because Eric was not available to do anything at that moment. So after 2 weeks, we went to the third week, and at that moment, we weren't actually talking much. So I decided to make it official and probably ask him whether he's planning on coming back, whether he's okay now, whether he's ready to proceed. Because on this end, you guys are asking questions. On the other end, we have an entire team here wenye bado wanangoja kufanya job. So it was important that we get facts right from him. So I sent him an email. If you guys want copies of the email, I can probably attach them, but for now I think it's not important. But truthfully, we had a communication, a one-on-one, an official communication, which we can provide receipts if you guys want. And literally my questions were 3. One, are you done with dealing with your issues? If the answer is yes, then are we getting back to filming and making content because audience inaitisha content? If the answer is yes, then when? And we also needed to sit down and iron out how to properly work this year, because there are a few things I need us to clarify as a company. Personally, I felt every new year we at least needed to sit down, revise our projections, revise the way we need to do things. Personally, I believe in a lot of collaboration and going out there and getting people to, come here, basically cross over to other people and see what they're doing and all that. So there are a few things I also needed to pass through to Eric. So when I sent him the email, it took him a while, I think around 3-4 days, if I'm not sure, to respond. And then on Monday, I think he responded, not this Monday, like 2-3 weeks ago, before we started filming content without him. So he responded and said he's taken his time to think, and he's no longer interested to proceed with the partnership. That's me and him. So he doesn't want to proceed with the partnership. And he suggested to me that his way of going forward would be we dissolve the company and everybody goes their own way. So I also had time to go through it and think, and of which he responded back to him and said, acknowledge. And by the way, at this point, I have not been given reasons. I do not have any legal or ethical reason from Eric to why he doesn't want to proceed with this partnership. You understand? So I need that to be very clear. So that has to be captured. It's important. So, which I responded and told him, you know what? For me, I feel the vision and the dreams I have with Carnversations motoring agency have not been achieved. So I don't feel the need of dissolving the company right now. I want to soldier on because at this moment I have an entire team looking at me. You see, Eric just left and stopped coming to the office and talking to us for the entire time. So I have Kina Mbugua, I have Kina Praveen, I have the entire people who entirely depend on Carnversation. Now they're there, confused, asking me, so what do we do? And we also have you guys, Muko pale content! Wewe jamaa bana, nini na happen? So I believe we've done a good share of investment into Carnversation. Personally, for the last 4 years, I've put my blood and sweat into Carnversation being what it is. Not only in terms of production, in terms of even myself now. Over time, I've grown to the level where I could actually join Eric on set. And I feel at this moment, when Eric suggested that we dissolve, for me it was an anti-climax, and it will just be a journey cut short when we have so many things to look forward to and so many things to do. So that's what I responded to him, and yeah, so right now, to be honest and clear, the matter, I think we are trying to resolve it illegally. So he proposed we dissolve, I proposed I want to keep going, and I think from this point, I don't know, Nimutaniambia, the experts, the legal guys, the legal minds. From where I sit, if you're in a partnership with somebody and probably you're disgruntled and you want out, you're the one who is supposed to resign, and the company will do the evaluation and do all those things that are needed to be done. And then from there, see the assets, the liability, and yeah, kila mtu anapata yake, and then life goes on. I don't know what will happen in case, I don't know at what point do we dissolve, because where I stand, I think for a dissolution to work, both of us have to agree that we need to dissolve. So, hapo ndo penye tuko. We have a standstill as we speak right now. Eric still has all the access codes to Carnversation, so everything you see, he sees them. In fact, he has all the admin passwords, but he is not participating in anything to do with Carnversation. It's clear if you guys follow him on his personal pages. Ndume iko busy. He's moving around and doing his stuff, and because of that, we also felt we can't sit here and wait for him to decide whatever he wants to decide, so that sisi tupate chance pia kufanya kitu tunapenda. We also love doing what we do, and personally I feel I've also put so much into it, and sitting here and waiting for Ndume kurudi will be a disservice to myself, my family and people who look up to me, and my business partners as well. So that is the truth. So right now, hapo ndo penye mahali tuko. So I'm waiting for Eric to decide whether he's coming back to do this or he's still going. And if he's going, I've clearly made it clear that I'm not willing to dissolve. I want to keep the company and keep it running, because you guys depend on us to deliver content every day. So for me, that's where I stand. But I'm hoping that legally we will have this sorted without much abracadabra, and just have, this is a business transaction. And on a personal level, I think however much you guys feel that we should keep on doing this, I don't know what is going in Eric's mind. I have my own plans, I have my own visions. Probably he's thinking of doing better things, or maybe he has better plans that do not involve me. So I want to say I respect and give a thumbs up to whatever choice that he's going to make going forward. But for me, I'm here. We are here. The rest of us, we are here, as you've seen. And we've put ourselves out there, and we are trying to give you content as much as we can. And today we had planned to do some stuff today, probably Monday. Today we have a review on Wednesday. We still have a review on Sunday coming along. Very fantastic cars, very awesome content. But I needed to put this one out so that you guys can hear it from me. I will not speak for Eric. I think he has his own right to speak on his side, on what he thinks and what he wants. But as a parting shot, I think for me, it's just a lesson. And I'm not saying this so that people can create stories. And if you've gotten to a point where one feels the purpose that he came into this is not being served, he has a right to leave. You understand? And personally, I also have a right to stay or altogether leave, if that is also okay. But I needed to just put out one thing that has been happening for a while now, and I saw part of the audience buying into it. It's quite profound, and it has just hit me few weeks ago while this all was going on. And the thing is, could you guys imagine a scenario where you guys didn't know that I exist? Okay, it was just behind the scenes, doing all the productions, doing all the whatever. You didn't know Mbugo existed, and the rest of the other people that we work with. And then one day, Eric decides that he doesn't want to be my partner, and he wants out. Musha imagine, have you guys tried to think about what will that mean? Okay, because the easiest narrative, and I've seen it with the same thing around Trevor and Eve, where a brand has been built solemnly on one guy's name, and then when the guy decides, you know what, how ilikuwa na mapenzi and stuff, he wants to leave, and then the audience is like, this is the guy we know, this is, you understand? So I feel, and some people have said in the comments, and I just needed to put that one out, that me and Eric, and the entire team at Carnversations have done a lot. There are people here, we cannot appreciate them enough for what they do. Kijana kama Mbugo, he started with us from the beginning until now, and he's grown himself tremendously into a person that we can all entirely depend on. We can't wish that away. We have the rest of the other team, Kina Moas, Kina Pravin, Kina Charlie, and we've stepped up and done a lot of things together. But you see, at this point, with what is happening, and I need you guys to understand that I'm standing here because I feel these guys are looking up on someone. You understand? We are two bosses, we are two directors. One is like, I don't want to do this. And the rest of the other guys are like, so what do we do? And I'm here. So idea ati kuna mtu sijui amesukumwa nje, sijui amefanyiwa nini, that's far from the truth. The truth is, Eric himself has decided and has informed me through an email, and I have it for backing if you want me to share, that he wants out. And if he wants out, sasa mimi ni nani nikatae angwana. So that is it. But that thing I've asked you, I need you to think about it. Just think about it for a second, because iyo dragon lazima ikuwe slayed. And probably for people who are coming up, people who are thinking into venturing into this space, if you're working with anyone, kama nyinyi wote mnafanya kitu, do it all together. Kama ni kukuwa mbele ya kamera, nyinyi wote kuweni mbele ya kamera. Kama nyinyi ni kukuwa nyuma ya kamera, all of you be behind the camera. Do not try to act the creator personality, because at the end of the day, it will come to grab you where you can't. I'm lucky because at least I tried coming in front of the camera. I know when we began this, you guys were laughing, hey, anaangusha sana. But I tried my best at least to come forth, and I've learned a lot, and I'm still learning, and I'm still growing. And what I can promise from here is, if you guys allow us, because tutauliza, what I'm asking you to help me answer down there in the comments is, should we dissolve Carnversation altogether and go home and count losses kwa sababu ndume ameamua anataka kujitoa? Ama should we allow him his peace and his exit and let him go wherever he goes and allow him to grow big to whatever levels he wants to grow. And you guys at the same time, because Eric has worked as much as I have to make sure that Carnversation is where we are, you go out there and give him the support that he deserves. You understand? For me, what I'm looking at is Carnversation imekuwa tu, it's like kukata team into two, and each team is capable of doing whatever they need to do. So I see no problem. If he's out there, he's still a conversologist, and that will never change, and that we can't take away from him. And for me, so the question is, should we dissolve, go home, or should we keep on trying to do and get better doing what we're doing right now? For me, that's a dilemma. So I hope these will settle the debate and the questions around where Eric is. So I hope nimejibu maswali zenyu. So today I was hoping to give you a show tonight, a live show. We had an expert, a guest who was supposed to come and do a live show, but I think this should be what you guys should be dealing with for now. It is a beginning of a new month. I think not a new month, it's a beginning of fasting for Muslim brothers. So I wish them a very fruitful fasting month. And for us, it is also a beginning of a new era. As I've told you, we are planning to do awesome stuff. By the way, if you guys allow us. I've been running a series on experts where I bring a lot of people on the show to just share the expertise and give us insights on so many other things around cars. We're also planning to do awesome and epic reviews, probably collaborations with so many other people. And right now there are new guys coming up, and I would want that vibe and just probably get them on the show so and have a feel of how it feels to have other people with us. So mukituambia tuchape kazi, sisi tutatandika kazi. Because as you guys have seen, we can also give you exactly what you guys have been waiting for, and we can do it consistently. I think nothing much changes. But it's upon you guys to decide. Mkiamua tufunge kiosk, sisi tunafunga kiosk. Mkituambia tusonge mbele, tuko hapa. And that's what we are here to do. And we love doing it, and we will keep on doing it. Whether tunafunga kioski atufungi, we will keep on doing it, because this is what we are here to do. This is what we love to do. Personally, I love making film. I like creating content, and yeah. So that is it. So I'm going to wish you a happy week. I'm going to ask you to exercise patience, exercise love. I hope these will not create any division or hatred between any people or any person. For me, where I stand is this is a business, and sometimes people overgrow each other, and when that time comes, hata watu wanawachananga wenye mawana miaka 50, you understand? And people divorce. Bezos have divorced Bibi, and they are still okay. Everyone is doing good. So I don't think 4 years of working together should cause or create a big disunity and disconnection between people. I hope we get to do this again with Eric. Our chemistry was fantastic and awesome, and we were looking forward to doing very epic stuff. But until then, from me, will be happy week, and yeah, tuambieni. Give us your comments, give us your suggestions, and give us ideas on how this is supposed to work. If one partner who owns 50% decides he wants to leave, and the other one who owns 50 decides that he wants to stay, then what happens? Bye-bye.